Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm RetroNemo, and if you were like me, you were super excited for the previously announced FX animated Deadpool show, spearheaded by Donald Glover along with his brother. The animated series was all set to release in 2018 until it was announced recently that the series had gotten the axe. Marvel and Glover fans across the world were in anguish. Now, some originally thought that this had to do with how busy Donald Glover is at the moment. On top of acting in Solo, a Star Wars movie, dealing with Atlanta Season 2, starring in a Lion King movie, and gearing up for an international tour in a few months, it would make sense that this rapper, actor, writer, / just everything else would be a little tied up for this series. However, that was soon revealed to just not be the case by Glover himself. Donald Glover, who notoriously very rarely uses Twitter, hopped back on to give us a few words, saying, "For the record, I was not too busy to work on Deadpool." Oh snap, he didn't even dance around it here, he just straight up honest about it. He then followed that tweet with a 15-page script for the supposed finale of the show. This man is not holding back. I guess since the show got the boot, he figured he had nothing to lose and just went for it. However, some people speculated the legitimacy of the script itself, seeing as it contained references to events that took place literally days before, such as the Beyonce Bite story and references to rapper like 6ix9ine. All the jokes were super funny. The script was hilarious. I mean, it was great. But it seemed like the script was written super recently, and the fact that Deadpool talks about being canceled in the script itself, it's easy to see how recent it all is. So perhaps Donald whipped up the script as a big F you to the studio. It wasn't a real one, it was just made to make fun of the situation, and it did its job. It makes me sad to see that the show could have been so good though if FX didn't give it the F-axe. I mean, with the Glover brothers at the helm and a script this funny, it seems like he could have done Deadpool more justice than the Deadpool movie. Sadly, because of what FX described as creative differences, all three have decided to part ways on the project. It's even weirder considering Donald's hit show Atlanta is an FX show. Did the two have a falling out? Will this affect Atlanta at all? What creative differences could they have here that they didn't have on Atlanta? There's so many questions I don't think we'll ever get the answer to. I mean, right now this whole story is just clouded with ambiguity, so hopefully something comes out about it soon so we can finally get closure about this all. Okay guys, we have an extra little update here in the Deadpool story because you know it's not over yet. So a few days after this all went down on Twitter with Donald Glover, it looks like the animation studio that was originally behind the animated series Titmouse leaked some stuff of their own. On Vimeo, Titmouse released some animation test footage for the actual series that was supposed to air in FX. Guys, this animation is beautiful, it's classic Titmouse, and it makes me really sad to see that it looked this good and it still got canceled. Now, the test footage itself used clips from the original Deadpool movie, so we know that it is really just a proof of concept. Maybe they showed it to the network to be like, hey, this is what our show could look like. You know, that happens all the time with animation. It's very fitting that Titmouse just leaked the footage like this because it's exactly what happened with the original Deadpool movie. The movie was canceled, then they leaked test footage of the proof of concept for the movie, and before you know it, there was so much hype built around that they re-greenlit the movie and it was back into production. And as we all know, Deadpool is one of the biggest success stories in all of superhero films, so, you know, it totally worked. That's probably what Titmouse was trying to do here, but sadly, they took it down. Quickly after uploading it to their Vimeo channel, something legal must have happened because that footage went down. Now, re-uploads still exist because, of course, this is the internet, so if you tried hard enough, you could find it. But because of the fact that FX took it down, it probably shows that they're not willing to have a same scenario with the original Deadpool. I don't think they're gonna try to give this a chance at all. This is probably proof that it's really just dead. Alright guys, we have another update about the FX Deadpool Donald Glover story because this thing just doesn't stop, it's always developing. Stephen Glover, who is of course Donald Glover's brother and also the person who also worked on the Deadpool project with him, said a couple of things on Twitter that sort of clear up the situation in a way. Stephen Glover said in a string of tweets that have now been deleted, "There really was a Taylor Swift episode. It was hilarious, and it definitely was the last straw, lol. Our show wasn't too black, it wasn't really that black at all, but we definitely wanted to give Rick and Morty a run for their money, and I think we have. Proud of the gang." So basically, Steven was sort of explaining some of the misconceptions about the show's sudden end. Basically saying that it wasn't a race thing, as mentioned in the original script that Donald leaked, and it was mostly just the fact that they pushed the envelope too far in a lot of cases. Like, there really was an episode entirely centered on Taylor Swift. But despite all of this, they seem really proud of their work, and the script that was released so far has been very well received. A lot of people found it very funny. Though the fact that every time they comment, it ends up getting taken down, again, Donald took down the script originally, it shows that the network is kind of interfering here and trying to silence it all. Personally, I think if there was an entire episode written about Taylor Swift, it wouldn't have been that funny anyways. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you know a little bit more about the Deadpool, Donald Glover FX situation that's been developing recently. And hey, maybe all this press will cause some other networks to pick up the show. Either way, we're getting a Deadpool 2, and there's no shortage of Donald Glover stuff out here, so I don't think this is a total loss. It's just incredibly sad. As always though, what do you guys think? Were you excited for this show? Did you care? Do you even care now? Let us know in the comments down below. If you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you can check out our Patreon, and you'll get exclusive access to scripts, our avatars, and even have your name shouted out like all these beautiful people here. And for a little bit more money, you can get your channel shouted out at the end of the month. That's really awesome. If you can't get enough of the Roundtable, you can follow us at Roundtable Vids with our Instagram and Facebook under the same name, or my personal Twitter at it's RetroNemo. And finally, our Snapchat's Roundtable YT, you can check that out. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content like this. As always, I'm RetroNemo, this is your daily dose of cartoon news, and I'll see you guys next time.